I was asked by Congress once, some congressman asked me, have you read the Constitution? I went, this one? Yes. And so for the commission, I said, you know, it's interesting. The preamble that goes, we the people of the United States, you know, for better country, perfect union, tranquility, domestic tranquility, and the common defense. It doesn't say the common defense in parentheses unless it's hard. It doesn't say the common defense unless you're not critical infrastructure, then you're on your own. It says for the common defense. Now, cyber is a unique area. And what you get to is who can counterattack in cyber. And so if we take North Korea as an example, and let's say that North Korea were to hit a media outfit like Sony and wipe them out and destroy all their data, and we said to Sony, you can counterattack, and Sony says, I'll go get some people that I know are pretty good at this and we'll take on North Korea. And North Korea doesn't understand where that's coming from, and they start a land war on the Korean Peninsula. We've just had a commercial company do something that is inherently governmental, and it started a war. Not because they were bad, but they didn't know the boundaries and we didn't. So I would submit first that attacking in cyberspace is an inherently government responsibility. And if you agree with that, then you also buy into the argument, and as a consequence, and since none of the companies that we have in our country are authorized to counterattack, and that a persistent threat will get through, the question then becomes, so how do we do this? We have an integrated air defense picture for this country. And we do that between civilian and military so that we can see aircraft. We like this. I flew in last night from London, coming from Bahrain through London, and it was really bad weather. We were very glad that there are radars working together, not sending messages by email, but in an integrated air picture to ensure our aircraft got on the ground safely without hitting another one. We all like that. We should have an integrated cyber picture. That doesn't mean that people are reading your mail, but you have some way to say, Sony's being attacked by North Korea. Who's going to do something about it? Or so-and-so is being attacked. So we have no visibility of that, and the consequence is huge. What we have is we have cyber without any way for the government and industry to work together at network speed, which is what is required. And when you think about that, you'd say, well, that's crazy. But that's exactly where we are. And that's what we've got to address in cybersecurity. Think about what's going on in the Middle East today. And I was just in the Middle East, and a great opportunity. They are getting hammered in cyberspace. Yet they're an important ally of us and something that we really need to help on. We have different views on a lot of things, but they're getting most of their attacks are reportedly coming from Iran. And 2012, we were talking about what happened in 2012 when Iranian hackers hit Saudi Aramco and then hit our financial sector with distributed denial of service attacks. And in between hit RasGas. And you think about those levels of attack, and you'd say, wow, if we had only worked with the Saudis and the Kuwaitis and the Emiratis and Bahrain, we would have seen what was hitting them and could have stopped it before it hit us. Defense in depth. And so there's an added benefit for this. If we get that right, the other part, and one of my thoughts, is I have sat in a number of discussions where our companies that are international have had to defend what they're doing in other countries around the world. Can't we help them by leveling the playing field? I mean, it shouldn't be that since you do it this way in the United States, when you go over here you have to change it this way, and when you go to this country you have to change it this way. It seems to me that in this space especially, we've got to figure out how to do that. And we haven't done that. And our government needs to help them in that area. And I think that's a change, and I know there's subtleties in how to do that, and I would leave that back to the policymakers and all that, but as a going-in premise, it would be, we want to level the playing field, we want to work our industry, our country together, work with our allies and see how we can do this. And then we ought to take it to China, to Russia and others and say, now how do we create this field and take this off the table. Because today, this is where our wealth is. You know, we are the most networked. Look, think of all the critical infrastructure that we have. We have the most to lose in this space. And the way it is today, it's not defensible. Every one of our critical infrastructure and others stand by themselves. Our government can only help them after the fact. And that's no help at all. What they want is help before the attack. If you ask Uber, are you happy with the government coming in after and saying, you've been hacked? I know that. It's going to be really bad. I know that. You're probably going to have your CEO fired. You're probably going to have your CISO fired. And you say, we know all that. And he said, yeah, but we're here to help you. That's no help. That's kind of after the fact. We could write that report and just fill in the blank. And what they really want was, could you help stop it? And the answer is yes, if we go back to that initial discussion and have people start working together. So that's what I think we should put on the table and then take that to our allies. Is it going to be hard? Yes, but the alternative is worse.